Every year during the middle of summer, a parade of thunderstorms often forms across the Midwest, in a pattern called the Ring of Fire. This year, the Ring of Fire relentlessly battered the Midwest, with multiple rounds of intense thunderstorms, each stronger than the last. This was my experience chasing around the Ring of Fire. The madness started at 5 a.m. on July 26th. The Storm Prediction Center had issued a marginal risk for southern Wisconsin, with a small slight risk in the southeast corner of the state. And the first round of storms was starting to make its run across the ring. The Ring of Fire pattern occurs when a ridge of high pressure sets up across the southern United States. This forces storm systems to go up and over this bubble of hot air, resulting in areas experiencing multiple rounds of powerful thunderstorms. This line of thunderstorms had formed in Minnesota the previous evening, and now it was Wisconsin's turn.
It's not very often I'm chasing with a sunrise. Usually I'm chasing in the sunset, but today is a weird day. There we go. Now we just gotta set up time lapse and wait for this storm. Which, hopefully we're not waiting too long. I don't think we will be. Things looking pretty aggressive. I don't really want to try to fight to stay in front of this thing. I think I'm just going to let it overtake me and get cored. Big lightning bolt. This thing is going to pack a punch. Look at that baby roll. It's going to be time to pack it up, I believe.
Luckily, this storm lost its steam during the trek south.
Whoa! Bam! Right there!
But round 2 was quickly developing to the west.
Well, this storm is not very photogenic, is it? It's kind of just turned into a big blob.
Initially, this storm wasn't looking very impressive. However, a quick switch of radar stations revealed winds up to 70 miles per hour were just a few hundred feet off the ground. And slow traffic meant I was going to get caught.
Well, the storm is kind of about to run us over. I'm hoping these people pick up the pace a little bit. I believe the storm is moving at, 50? Speed limit here is 55. Yeah, winds are going as fast as I am. I'm going 55 through here. These winds are going faster than me. Semi's pulled over up here. I can't really see. Right in here. Stop it. Look at that. Strongest winds I've ever experienced here. Shaking the whole car. Whole entire car is rocking. Big time winds. Big time. My window here. Goodness. Just camera back on the dash here. Alright, we're gonna creep to the north. We're behind the worst of it.
This second round of storms caused extensive wind damage in southern Wisconsin, as trees toppled like toothpicks in the strong gusts. And the madness wasn't over yet. 2 days later, on July 28th, a stronger storm system was getting ready to track across the ring, as the Storm Prediction Center had issued an enhanced risk for much of the Midwest. Clear skies throughout the day enabled an unstable environment to boil across the risk area. And in the late afternoon, supercells started firing along a stationary boundary draped across the region.
Jordan's leading the way to this storm. This thing's gonna be not a high tornado risk, but this thing's gonna be putting down a lot of hail. You can see the base of our storm up here. Looking pretty sculpted. We're still a couple miles away, but once we get up on it, we're gonna have a great view. It looks like it opens up here though. Does it?
Yep.
Alright, are you stopping?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yep, it's a good spot.
This thing's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a nice looking storm. I would not be surprised if there was something in there, but I think we're gonna have a hard time seeing it just because of how quickly it merged.
I'm not liking the look of that radar.
This intensifying storm was quickly approaching our location, bringing the risk of tornadoes and baseball-sized hail.
I wish it was more photogenic instead of just a grunge fest.
I'll just wait. Once the snowplow develops on this thing, it's gonna be beautiful.
Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna stop and take a look.
Okay.
Wow.
Another tornado warning.
New one
Yeah.
for the area to our west.
Yep.
Alright, we're probably gonna want to start moving south. We're about
Oh
to
yeah, I
get
forgot
rained
to show you this. What is that?
on. It's the smallest warning known to man.
As this storm crossed into Illinois, it was beginning to lose steam, but right behind it, another large line of storms was organizing. So, I made the 2-hour drive back north into Wisconsin for this final round of storms. And just as I arrived, a tornado warning was issued.
Alright. I'm gonna head east, get ahead of this thing a little bit. We'll cut to the north and watch as it passes.
I-94 East.
Alrighty, this is where things get creepy. We're about to be inside of this squall line and it moves in. I'm not gonna go into town just yet, just because there still is that tornado risk, and I don't want to be in an urban area with tornado possibly moving through, so we're gonna stop in this neighborhood here and set up a time lapse. Yeah, this storm is gonna clobber us. Luckily, it looks to be pretty outflow dominant. The main rotation is going to be passing just to our south. Or we do have a second area we're watching. If we have to, we can move east and get away from it. Alright, we gotta go. We're not safe anymore. Here we go, we're going into it. Trees are falling apart. this destructive thunderstorm is pushing through right now. Winds have definitely exceeded the destructive criteria needed to activate the warning system, and this road here is starting to get washed out. I'm going to try to push through.
This line of storms produce winds well over 70 miles per hour, causing more wind damage to the already battered region. And the torrential rainfall caused roads to flood as this storm pushed through. Fortunately, the early warnings provided by the National Weather Service gave residents around here plenty of time to prepare and get to safety.